Right. It's kind of like, I guess when people ask, what do you do for cereal? Do you pour the cereal first and then the milk, or do you do milk and cereal? And everyone makes like a convincing case, like, oh, why? And then they're like, oh, you're crazy. No, like they just like go nuts about it.
I have never thought about what you do first. You pour the milk or you put the cereal. I've never spent a second of my life thinking about this question until literally right now. Welcome to the Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. My name is Lingjie, and I'm here with my trying to look skinnier co-host, Ben.
Yo, what's up, man? Long time, dude. Holy shit.
Do you want to explain what I mean by you're trying to look skinnier right now?
For our dedicated, loyal listeners out there, I've been looking fat as fuck. With each, and it's the same snippet technically, right? Well, there's some things, or it's the same technically recording.
I want to say that you look the same as you always do, but because we're putting these video snippets onto social media, you're more aware of how you actually look.
Yeah, so there's one, the latest one is where I'm sitting like Indian style, right? And then I realized like I was hunched.
Yeah.
I look like for anyone that watches Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
yeah,
it's the fucking big naked dude with the fucking sunglasses.
And he has the face in his stomach?
It's like a fat blob brain guy in the gut. I look like that dude with glasses and a beard. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And also shout out to longtime listener, Phoebe. She's the one that actually was on the same page with it. She was like, because I asked her, like, hey, you got any feedback for me? Blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, yeah, I think you need to fix your posture. And I was like, that's her polite way of saying, yo, you look fat as fuck, my guy. So I was like, fuck.
I like how she says you have to fix your posture.
Yes.
I would have just told you that you're fat and you need to lose weight.
I was like, Ben, I know they say the camera it's 10 pounds. That's a lot of cameras.
We've got like 10 cameras on
Yeah,
you.
and also on top of it, I think my glasses, that's another 15.
Is that why you're not wearing glasses right now?
I'm not wearing glasses. Also, this wasn't intentional, but I'm wearing all black.
You're literally wearing all black.
Even my socks are black. So that means like, yo, how fat are Ben's feet?
You've got some fat feet that we need to manage.
Yes. If this doesn't work, I'm going to get a green suit, and then you're just going to put like fucking Mr. Olympia on my body and shit. I think that's like the next best thing we can do.
We don't have the budget for high-end CGI like that.
You don't. If anything, it's like putting all that money into it. Yo, we have nothing left for the podcast. For
dude, I'm also wearing all black. We're going to a funeral.
Yeah.
We're going to a hipster funeral.
Yes, we are. It's going to be held in Brooklyn, Williamsburg. All right. They're going to have kombucha.
Kombucha on tap.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
How you been doing?
I've been good. Just busier.
You're in the middle of switching jobs?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be working as a postman.
Postman?
Is that what they call it? Postman? Post person? Because you can't...
Mailman?
I guess. I don't know.
Are you trying to say mailman?
Yeah, sure. Mailman. Or mail person.
That's actually true. Very good.
Yeah, so...
Very good.
So
I like how you say that from the person that constantly says chick to refer to all women.
Dude, because of you, I've been saying it constantly. I even asked my female contemporaries, I'm like, hey, is chick derogatory? Is it sexist? Or is it misogyny? And they're like, no, it's not. Lingjie's just very old-fashioned.
I'm partially old-fashioned, and I'm just trying to give you shit.
Oh, you're a dick, bro. Because it was very convincing.
Here's the thing. Like, when you say chick...
You think of a chicken? Like a baby chicken?
No, I think it's where it's coming from. When you say chick, it's fine, because I know that you have a very small set of words you can use. Your vocabulary that's in your head is very small. That's not the real reason. Fuck out of here. There's other times when other men just use the word chick, and it just sounds off-putting, like wrong.
You're saying that like when Ben says chick, it sounds creepy.
When you say chick, it actually sounds okay because I know you. I just give you shit about it because I think it's funny. When other men say chick, depending on the context in which they say it, then I think it's kind of weird.
I know we're kind of going off topic, but it kind of reminds me of, we have a friend. I'm not going to describe this friend, but let's just say they have a daughter.
Yes.
Right? I think there was a point where I was like saying, I think I was calling her, I forgot what I was calling, but I think it was baby girl or something like that.
You were calling his daughter baby girl.
Yeah, or something like that. Or something I was saying. I forgot the word now. I got to double check.
Yeah.
But he was like, bro, don't say that to my daughter. I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know. When you say it, it sounds fucking creepy.
As a parent, I am 100% on the same page as him.
Wow.
Things that come out of your mouth because you are a single middle-aged or going on middle-aged human being.
Wow.
And you don't have your life put together.
Oh my God.
And
this
you're
guy.
not exactly sanitary.
There's
just
oh, so I have to wear fucking latex gloves and shit?
Then you can say it.
Oh, great. And you know what's funny? It's fucked up. He curses so much in front of her.
Who? Our friend?
Yes,
the daughter?
you know who the fuck you are. You know? And he does it so much. Even I have to like, bro, that's really hypocritical.
Oh, little sneak peek for the ranting and raving section later.
Yes.
I have a rant. You know, like sometimes in government, when you can't go vote, you can vote by proxy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm going to rant by proxy on behalf of this particular friend.
Wow.
He went on the shittiest vacation.
Yes.
I feel like I need to rant on his behalf. So stay tuned until you get to the ranting section, guys.
It's pretty.
It's pretty shitty ass
it's a
vacation.
Shit show. Yeah. Ooh, being a dad in that situation too. Ooh.
Oh, God. All right, Ben. Today, what are we talking about?
Oh, Asian hurricanes. No? Oh, fuck.
Well, hurricane ties into why his vacation was so shitty.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe it was an Asian hurricane that made his vacation so shitty.
I forgot to ask you. How are you doing, man?
My whole family got sick. There's a stomach bug going around.
Like nationwide, right?
Every fucking person has that stomach issue.
I mean, our friends, kids, and all that
right?
too.
That's another reason why his vacation was so shitty.
Stay tuned.
My wife got it. My mom got it yesterday. Bro. We were supposed to have a recording yesterday, and thank God we had some scheduling issues to begin with, because if we had been in the middle of the interview, I would have literally had to cut the interview in half and just like, yo, dude, I gotta fucking go take care of my mom. Because my mom was like, she was like, I'm about to pass out because I'm vomiting so much.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was no bueno, not fun these days.
No, man. Not fun. Are you okay though? Are you like, you're just glad they're okay?
Knock on wood, knock on your head. I think I'm gonna be okay.
Oh, it's pretty hollow.
It's one of those trees. What's that insect that like digs into a tree and eats it out from the inside? It's like hollow.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Perfect. Buffalo. Okay, guys. Today we're going to be talking about. We like to do these episodes, obviously, to have a good time, but we like to actually wrap our bullshit around something. So if you're new to the podcast, this is what we do.
Welcome.
We take our bullshit and we wrap it around an actual serious topic.
Yes. Oh, did you say like a bow tie? A little bow and stuff.
So you get some education. You get to have your brain process a little bit by thinking, and then you get to hear two annoying New Yorkers scream back and forth at each other.
Exactly.
We're going to be screaming back and forth at each other at the fact that sometimes Ben and I have always talked about why a lot of older generation Asian people are just so skeptical and cautious as a trait, as a natural inherent trait.
Yeah, almost like hereditary.
Right, here we go.
Chow.
What the fuck kind of segue is that?
I don't know. That's our soundboard. I'm just like we can't afford that shit.
We can't afford a real soundboard.
No, we definitely, and we'll probably get sued. We'll probably use the wrong sound and be like,
"Yep, that was copywritten.
You owe us negative $800, right? That's what you guys are in, right?"
If they owe us negative $800, that means
they pay us $800.
Exactly.
Nice.
You know math.
Go sue us, guys.
Skepticism.
Yes, that's a hard word to say over and over again. By the way,
I've always had this thing. I'm not sure if I said it. Whenever a building burns down, my mom immediately says that was insurance fraud. Immediately says that was insurance fraud.
I was gonna say something. I thought you were gonna be like, "Don't go into that building. Don't try to save people." That is fucking hilarious.
If she sees something about a restaurant burning down, she'll be like, "That business was not doing good, and they needed."
That's a good conspiracy. I like that.
Is it conspiracy or is it skepticism or is it like?
I mean, it kind of ties in together. No. Because like when there's a conspiracy, right? Let's just say, right, and you know I love my good conspiracy.
Okay, I really want to make this point very, very fucking clear.
Yes.
Lingjie.
Yes.
Hate conspiracies
with a passion.
I hate conspiracies because I'm a very factual person. I don't like the what ifs and the could be's and the maybe it was. It's like whenever you tell me in relation to stuff on this podcast, like Lingjie, I'm gonna plan to do X, Y, and Z.
Oh yeah.
Don't fucking tell me you're gonna do X, Y, and Z.
See,
when you're done doing it, then tell me you've done it.
Got you. Yeah. Also, that's the reason why I don't give Lingjie actual timelines or expiration dates. Because technically it's open for interpretation.
Motherfucker.
He's like, fuck, he's right. And then Lingjie's gonna be like, damn, that's my fault. I have to be more strict about that.
Yeah, that's why recently I've been saying, give it to me by next Tuesday.
Yeah, or like, yo, by midnight. All right? That's when you need to submit your papers, and that's it. So, speaking of conspiracies.
Oh, fuck.
All right, no. I just thought about now. All right? Let's just say, for example, you know how you're saying, like, your mom got sick, your wife got sick.
Oh, God.
Our friend tends to be, he's also technically Chinese. He got sick, right?
Is this a Chinese conspiracy?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I just thought of it. I was like, oh, my God.
Ben is Korean. I'm Chinese.
Yes.
I don't know what value that adds. I just want to say that.
I need to give you kimchi. I think that's missing from your diet. Maybe there's something in the kimchi that's protecting us.
Probiotics. There's probiotics inside the kimchi.
Exactly.
Well, that is factually true. Kimchi is a high source of probiotics.
It helps
and, like, bacteria.
The gut flora. I just learned that word.
Flora?
Yeah. I don't know what the flora part means. You got me.
Ecosystem of bacteria inside your gut.
There you go. It doesn't mean flowers, guys.
Doesn't mean flowers. There are
That's
no
what I
like.
thought.
Nope. Yogurt is also good.
Yogurt is the shit. Greek yogurt, yeah. What you do is you put crushed Oreos on top and make it a balanced breakfast.
Yes, the bacteria need sugar and glucose. They need glucose to reproduce. This is actually kind of true.
Oh shit!
This is how yeast works. When you're baking, this is how yeast works.
You do need sugar. You're right.
Yeah. So maybe there's some truth to it.
You're enhancing the gut flora.
Getting back to it.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You have anything like with family members or other people where why are these people so overly cautious? Why are they so skeptical when they're being presented facts?
Speaking of your mom, my mom is like that too.
Yeah.
If she sees something that's a little weird or whatever, she'll be like, "Don't touch that. Don't do that." I guess even superstitious.
Yeah.
You know, she freaks out when I put on my AirPods actually.
Why?
Because she's like, if you have your AirPods in, you can't hear. And if you can't hear,
this is true.
Right? But she over exaggerates. Like, what if you can't hear something and you're in danger?
That's cautious. That's being overly cautious.
Yeah.
Do you think some of that skepticism comes from the fact that we are cautious as a group?
Yes.
Inherent trait of us. Because
exactly. Lingjie, when he puts on a condom, he puts on 2. That's how cautious this guy is right here.
I also put one on each finger just in case.
Yo, you just put on
that's called a glove.
Yeah, that is a glove. Oh, damn. We're like, wait, we invented something. Yo, we got to fucking patent this shit right now.
Guys, I invented a hand condom.
Yeah.
You mean a glove?
Yeah. Secret is you put on every finger. Like a glove? Oh, shit. Yes, you're right.
This is a tangent on a tangent, but have you ever gone to a Korean fried chicken place and instead of giving you gloves, they give you the finger gloves?
I've seen that,
and that shit literally looks like a condom for your fingers.
It does.
But genius.
It saves on the supply.
Yes, actually, but it is eco-friendly because it's less plastic.
Damn.
I was going to say it's just more convenient to have finger gloves.
It is.
Instead of like a whole glove, which is usually not even the right size.
Can I ask you, because we're totally fucking up this topic already anyway, since it's interesting. When you put on the glove, right, and you hold it for a while, especially those kind of material, does your hand get sweaty?
We're talking about a latex glove?
Latex, even the really thin film ones. There's kimchi gloves. I don't know if you've seen it.
Are those latex or are those
I don't know how to describe it. It's like film. Yeah, it's like filmy.
I hate those gloves.
Why?
Because they don't conform well to your hand, so they're always falling on and off, and you can't really
that's true.
It diminishes your dexterity.
Whoa, fancy schmancy. I was gonna say it's like you're playing.
Dude. I only learned the word dexterity as a kid by playing games. You have
yeah, you're right. Yeah, any kind of role playing game.
+3 to dexterity.
Yeah, it's do I need strength? No, dexterity. I need to be ambidextrous and shit. Yes. Yeah. Does your hand get sweaty a little? A little moisture?
From latex gloves sometimes, but from those flimsy other gloves that they give you at chicken places, no.
For our new time listeners, thank you for our episode of Asian gloves. Right?
What the fuck?
I guess that's what we're talking about right now.
Welcome to the Asian gloves episode.
Yes.
What was I saying? I was saying that maybe sometimes skepticism is a result of being overly cautious.
You say it so beautifully.
Skepticism?
Yeah, look at you.
Yo, it's fucking hard. A's and S's are my arch nemesis. They're like my kryptonite because I have a slight stutter.
Yeah.
I edit out some of the stuttering sometimes because it gets
magic.
By the way, just a side note, public speaking to a lot of people that are in a place where they are kind of like me, where they have a slight stutter, it's fucking okay, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't give a shit about what other people think. I say this as I edit out my own stuttering.
Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. You fucking hypocrite. I was like, embrace your stuttering. Let me just snip this. Snip, snap, snip, snap.
I'm trying to say it shouldn't stop you from doing things.
I don't even notice it, by the way.
When I do public speaking, let's say at weddings, like when I give my amazing wedding speeches.
Oh, man, yeah.
Shout out to our CTO. I'm glad for me gracing your wedding with my amazing speech.
Also, what I love about Lingjie is that when he was up there, Lingjie just had a fat rock glass of just pure liquor. And he's like, my liquid courage. I can do anything now.
I'm not scared of public speaking.
Okay. Do you still stutter when you public or do you feel more comfortable?
I am better with public speaking. I have to project my voice very loudly. Oh. So the louder I talk, the less my stuttering gets.
Got you.
Which
so
is
you
a
gotta
weird
be like, are you ready?
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do.
Get back to my point. I'm saying it's okay. If you guys out there have a slight speech impediment, it's fucking fine.
Yeah.
Embrace that shit. People don't give a crap. And if they give a crap,
just edit it.
What's that Dr. Seuss line? Those who care.
Isn't that Confucius?
Those who care don't, and those who don't care.
Are you stuttering? Imagine you do a slow stutter.
I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
And if you da.
There's some Dr. Seuss line like that.
There's a cat in a hat.
Yes, and there's green eggs and ham.
Yeah. That's not it.
That's not it.
Wasn't there a thing where Dr. Seuss got canceled because he was a Nazi?
Was he?
So they got rid of all his books. And then people were buying it because they're like, oh, it's a collectible now.
People are so fucking dumb.
I know.
My son loves Dr. Seuss. He was the Cat in the Hat this year for Halloween.
Yes, he was, man. And you guys were...
We were thing 1 and thing 2.
Oh, that's what it was. I was like, are they minions? What do you call this shit again? Nah.
Getting back to it.
Yes.
For like the fucking 4th time.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Is skepticism a result of being overly cautious? Your thoughts?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, I agree.
You want to back up your opinion with some stories. Otherwise, this podcast will be 5 minutes.
So do you think I'm a pretty skeptical guy?
I think skepticism sometimes means you care enough about certain things.
Okay.
I don't know what you care enough about, Ben, to be skeptical of.
Ooh.
Tell me something that you're skeptical of, and I'll try to decide if that's a result of you, Ben, the person, or you, Ben, the Korean.
All right. NASA.
Why are you skeptical of NASA?
Did we land on the moon?
That's conspiracy.
Why is it conspiracy?
I guess conspiracy and skepticism, like...
You're like, oh, fuck, Ben has a point. Maybe that means I'm very skeptical?
I mean, like, when I tell you how to cook something, and you should do it X, Y, and Z way, are you skeptical of me telling it to you?
Well, if we're talking about cooking, I wholeheartedly believe that it's a floor plan, but it's open to interpretation.
Not baking, though.
No, baking
is a fucking science.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I don't need sugar. I can use salt.
Why does this yeast need glucose? It has my love.
It has my love.
It can survive off of my love.
Oh my God. It's like, oh, if I whip it longer, it's going to taste better.
And then the batter breaks because you're whipping that shit too much.
Yeah. So I guess in some things in life, kind of level it off and go with the flow about some things. I guess I'm skeptical about the general safety of the public. Does that count?
Are you like scared? Not really, right?
Well, put it this way. You know how like New York now, they kind of made it a lot easier to carry fucking firearms now?
I don't know the exact details, but yes, generally speaking.
So what
but then I also thought they then follow up with another local law where then you can't carry.
So I believe Governor Hochul, right? Is that how you Hochul? Hochul? How do you pronounce it?
Holger?
It's not Holger. Oh my God, bro. Are we in fucking Hogwarts, bro? Holger? What the dude? It's Governor like Hochul. All right, fact check. Help us out on this too. Stay tuned as we lose our minds on today's Worst Asian Pod.
We're totally losing our cred as lifelong New Yorkers when we don't even know the fucking governor of our state.
She was like interim anyway. I'm so used to Cuomo. How about that? Oh, now we got it back, right?
Cuomo's fucking canceled. We can't talk about him.
I know he did good for COVID, but anyway, so she's trying to fight that because she was like, "Are you serious? The only safe area is Times Square." There's a list of like certain like
places where guns are banned, right?
But Times Square is like the absolute like no matter what.
If what you're saying is true,
I'll double check. But
there is also a cultural thing here in New York where we're not a gun carrying culture to the most part, not as much as some other states are.
Right.
So it's not as if every New Yorker, because let's say they hypothetically had the option to carry, that they would. And by the way, culture is not here.
Right. And by the way, like I'm not saying I'm anti-gun.
Of course.
But the thing is that all I'm saying is we need gun reform. People are gonna be like, oh, like they're anti-gun, blah. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just saying we need to do a better job of reforming it. You know, that's all I'm just advocating.
And like one rule doesn't apply universally to every fucking situation.
Exactly.
No matter which side of the aisle that you're arguing from. Exactly. It's not always one rule applies to every fucking thing in life.
And you know, you just have to be flexible with it. You just want to be like, okay, I might be wrong or I might believe in this now, but times change. I guess that's what I try to apply to, skepticism or being cautious. It depends on the type of like situation that you're in, no?
You know what I also think too? I think your history and how you were raised, people you were around also change and form your opinions on things.
Yes.
I'm trying to think about like why older people are more skeptical. Maybe more Americanized or more westernized people like ourselves tend to be less skeptical, or just we're less skeptical of someone else telling us and we take it on face value. So like if they tell you should bake this long, you're like, well, this steak doesn't seem that thick. Maybe I shouldn't bake it for as long, or maybe I shouldn't grill it for as long as you say.
Right. It's kind of like, I guess when people ask, what do you do for cereal? Do you pour the cereal first and then the milk, or do you do milk and cereal? And everyone makes like a convincing case, like, oh, why? And then they're like, oh, you're crazy. Like they just like go nuts about it.
I have never thought about what you do first. You pour the milk or you put the cereal. I've never spent a second of my life thinking about this question until literally right now. I've never thought about this question.
Yeah, damn. That's where my brain power and cells think about.
You're already a goldfish and you're spending your limited goldfish resources thinking about cereal and milk.
That's my goldfish impression.
So then are we as Asians more skeptical than other people, other ethnicities?
Diversities. Asians are up there, but like the saying is like head versus heart. That's like how people think, right? More people tend to just be very logical. I'll use you as an example. They'll be like, oh, yeah. But then like some people be like, oh, it just feels right. I have a good feeling. I have a gut feeling. I have a kombucha gut flora feeling.
doing things based on instinct as opposed to like someone telling you like, I am an expert
Yes.
on this subject.
Yeah. There's still people out there that don't believe like doctors or they don't want to go to a doctor.
But like how...
I think we're living in a time where it's sad. Science is being questioned.
I remember when vaccines first came out, my parents are so fucking skeptical. Should they take it? Yeah. Was it X, Y, and Z? Because they were hearing so much stuff just in their own echo chamber. I remember I had to convince them, deal with their concern.
You have to like console them.
Did you have any same issues like with your parents?
I'll be honest. It was harder for my father.
Why?
He was so difficult about it. We're bickering. And that's the thing. Yo, you nailed it on the head when you said, oh, like in their echo chamber, you know, within friends and family and stuff. And I do think a part of it has to do with it's such a hard time right now with people figuring out where do we go for fact.
I'm still always of the opinion you should trust the experts.
Right.
That's why like when I was telling my parents, they were very quick to be convinced about getting the original vaccines way back when. But with this new round of updated vaccines,
right,
a lot of times nowadays people are just too desensitized to everything, or they're just like, this is the new normal. They take it less seriously, which is not true though.
No, yeah.
There is a balance between getting back to regular life.
You know what it is, dude? I just think that everyone thinks they're a know-it-all. Wasn't Omicron like the largest surge we've seen in recent times with all this? Hospitalizations, I think, were also...
That was the highest peak at any point during this entire pandemic.
Way more infectious.
Yeah, which is why like I had such a hard time convincing my parents that, yeah, Omicron is more contagious, not because of some random thing that you heard, but it's more contagious because it's a virus and viruses change and like that's just how they naturally work. Now this current strain is more infectious. It's much more important this season right now. We're going to the winter. It's more important. Like I was telling them, it protects against Omicron, the original strain, and this new strain.
That's another thing. I have to tell my parents like, hey, I hope you know, like just because you got it before, it doesn't protect against the newest updated variants now. And just because you get this, it doesn't mean it's 100% you're in the clear now.
Because you can technically still get it, but part of it is
that was a big argument too.
I remember I had to tell my parents, you can get the vaccine, you can still get the virus, but then it will help you lower your symptoms or it will reduce the risk of you having like serious negative outcomes and like having you to be hospitalized, things of that nature.
And it was really interesting how like divided it made people in thinking and stuff.
Yeah, which makes no sense to me.
Everyone became a fucking virologist. Are you serious? Like all of a sudden you just became a biochem major?
Same thing here.
More serious? Because I'm just curious with your child.
Yes, my human child.
Yes.
My offspring, my son.
I was like,
were you struggling because you wanted to say his name? But
no, because I was like, I was struggling because I just want to be respectful. Yeah. So that's why I had a little brain fart.
Goldfish moment.
Goldfish. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Everyone that is a parent loves their fucking kid.
Yeah,
and will always do their best to have their kids be safe and sound. So when the vaccine is available for my son, I will have him take it.
Oh,
and I think right now the new updated vaccine is available for everyone 5+. So my son is not able to get that yet. I'm not gonna give away my son's age, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, I like that. That's a good way of doing it without saying it, actually.
But he's under 5 years old, my son, right now.
Yeah.
So he could be 1 month old. He could be still in the womb.
It's still in the womb.
He could be.
He just started walking, right? You'll never know. The over-under. You know, also, thank you for that because now I know, oh, okay, if I ever get a kid or if I have a kid and if he's over 5, I was like, oh, you know what you got to do.
Speaking of kids, I'm always skeptical about like older generation Chinese parents who try to tell me I should feed my kids certain things because it'll do good for their brain or it'll do good for their growth or stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm not talking about fucking calcium because obviously I believe in calcium.
Vitamin D as well, yeah.
Vitamin D as well.
Yes.
But it's true. Like all these other weird things. Have your kid eat more of this fruit when it's 3 o'clock and they're facing northeast with the wind blowing.
Right. Exactly in autumn. It has to be 48 degrees. I agree.
When I have aunties and uncles tell me stuff like that, I very politely nod my head. I'm very respectful of their opinions.
Just like, that's fascinating. Well, tell me more.
I can't wait till you're a parent and you have to deal with this shit too.
I can't wait to be a parent, by the way. Remember I used to be terrified of kids?
Yeah.
I couldn't even hold... I was like, yo, I don't hold that thing.
Well, technically, I would not trust you to hold any kid.
You are...
If the kid cannot hold his own neck, I don't even touch the kid.
Oh,
that's like
fine.
That's my golden rule where if the kid cannot support him, I am not going to be the one supporting his neck.
If for anyone that wants me to hold their baby, make sure your baby's wrapped in like a cocoon.
Make sure your baby is 18 years old. So
wow, what a dick. Yo.
You ever think about like, okay, this is another tangent on a tangent. You ever have any names for your kids? You ever think about like what you're going to name
your kids? It depends on my poor future wife.
Your poor future wife.
Yeah.
As in she's going to be making the decisions or you're going to be making the
No,
decisions?
I have some idea. Actually, it's only one idea.
I'm curious. What is your idea for your kid's name?
You know what's funny? I was actually thinking about that today on my way when I was in the city. So
Did someone give you a scare and say that she missed her period?
Oh God. I'll be honest. One of my past relationships, only one girl, and I'm not gonna name who exactly.
Okay.
But that's how I know. I was like, oh, I really love her, because that's how you know. That's my test. It's like, yeah, if you get your girl knocked up, right, pregnant, whatever, right, and it terrifies you, depending on your circumstance, right, of course, right?
Okay. Because you could be like 18 years old and still college and have no money.
Exactly.
But
like,
I'm trying to be respectful to those people.
don't worry, we'll hit every demographic and situation.
You could be 65 and then
exactly.
and then you thought she was past what's the thing?
Menopause.
Menopause?
Woo! We're on fire today.
If
Yes.
your girlfriend hypothetically tells you that
Yes.
she missed her period,
Yeah,
and if
she
your
is
initial
pregnant,
reaction is
and it is my kid,
yeah.
that's how I knew. I was like, oh, I would be excited.
Oh, because you weren't immediately fearful when she said she might have missed her period.
Without going too specific into my dating life, but I definitely had some pregnancy scares, and we can do that for another episode. It's juicy, but there was one time that happened, and it freaked me the fuck out.
Okay, that means you were not ready to either be a father at that point, or you really didn't want to be a father with that particular person.
Yes, I'm not gonna say her name, but not with her. Definitely not. I was not ready for that. But the other relationship I've had, I gotta be careful with the words I'm saying right now. This is a spicy one. I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I can see it with her. So I think that's kind of like how I know. And yeah, I can't wait to have a kid, man. You know, but like you said, you have to be skeptical. But like, it's true. Like in Korean culture, there's certain things like we have to eat seaweed.
You have to eat seaweed.
So
by the way, seaweed is delicious.
Yes, I actually had some this morning.
And it's protein, right? Seaweed's protein, isn't it?
Is
it high protein?
It's protein and fiber, I believe. In Korean culture, we have something called myeokguk.
Myeokguk.
It's not Mewtwo.
It's a new Pokemon. I was just gonna say
it's not a Japanese snack, or it's not a Pokemon. It's seaweed soup pretty much.
Okay.
So traditionally you always make it for any of like the holidays, like for birthdays as well.
A traditional thing, or it's
supposed to signify like longevity. So there's supposed to be a lot of health properties of eating seaweed soup. And when the woman births a child, she pretty much eats a lot of that.
Oh, okay.
And then the idea behind it, I mean, it's not really scientific, but there are some, obviously, seaweed is good for you, right?
Yeah.
The main one is that whales eat seaweed.
Whales eat seaweed.
Yes.
You're basing your regenerative health of a post-birth woman on a
Free
whale.
Willy.
Free Willy.
The most deadliest whale on earth. Yes. But that's the idea behind it, because they eat so much of it. So they're like, oh, this big ass thing it eats a lot of it, and they live forever.
To use the word of today, I'm so fucking skeptical of this claim.
Yo, that's the beauty of old traditions. I can literally make shit up, you know? It would be better if you eat the seaweed on a mountain facing northeast, like you said.
But that mountain can't be more than 100 kilometers or something.
No, definitely not, Lingjie. You're right. Thank you. I forgot about that little detail, that fine little detail.
Okay. Inherently skeptical, I think it's part of the culture.
Yeah, I think we get a lot of it from our parents.
Inherently cautious, that's also a part of the culture. Maybe a little bit of this conspiracy thing that you have, I think, is a result of modern day technology. You know, like how each culture has their own chatting app? You Koreans have Kakao.
Yes.
Us Chinese have
WhatsApp? No, WeChat?
It's a modern day thing where so many people get on that thing and there's literally this echo chamber where they're just saying the same bullshit to each other.
Yeah.
Someone else's slight doubt gets reverberated enough times that it becomes this big...
it's like a circle jerk of just like, yeah, you know about that one, right? You're like literally shaking his head, by the way. He's like, God damn it, you have to use that.
You know, by the way, I think this is the second or third time that we've used circle jerk to try to
where's the bell?
Explain something.
Can we get a bell? Anytime we say the word circle jerk, we have to like ring the bell and shit.
Does circle jerk amplify a skepticism?
Yeah, of course, bro. You know what's circle jerking? Facebook. Because people get their news and information from Facebook.
Yeah, it is. And oh my God, fuck Facebook.
Unless you want to give us some Oculuses, then unfuck Facebook.
Those new Oculuses are like $1,500.
Are you serious? Yo, Mark,
would you ever want to do a podcast in the metaverse?
Whoa!
Should we be first? Should we be first to market,
dude? You might
should
be
we be wearing those things right now and having like a live session in the metaverse where we're doing this podcast?
You're onto something. Yeah,
you can make your avatar super skinny.
Oh my, dude, super skinny and tan.
My avatar is gonna be like 6'5". I have to be at least 1 inch taller than you.
Oh my God, this guy. Yeah, then I'm just be like, all right, boost it to 6'6". Please make my 6'6".
It's the ease of information, right? Because at the same time, isn't that weird? Because I've always thought if you had such ease to factual information right at your hands, shouldn't you be less skeptical? Because if you had your doubts about something, you could fact check it on the internet. But that doesn't fucking happen. It's like the complete opposite, where instead of you fact checking your disbelief, you now look for other things that reinforce your disbelief.
Yes. You nailed it on the fucking head. You got to remember, when we were... It's going to show our age. When we were doing like book reports, right? We actually had to go to the nearest library, go look up books. When we had to do a report, sometimes you can't rely on just that one book.
Yeah.
You actually have to go look for other book, aka sources.
Yeah, not just Wikipedia.
No, not just Wikipedia. The best thing we had was the Cliff Notes. That was like...
those actual books, yeah. But those are just on like topical stuff, not like current events or anything.
Right. So the problem is that the internet was used to find real solid facts back then. But now, because everyone's...
I do want to argue you can still do that, by the way. It's not like the internet is void of facts.
No, you're right. But the problem is like you could now make a website, and as long as it looks legit now, think about that. As long as it looks legit, people are going to be like, oh yeah, I found mine from www.illuminatiorus.com. That's where I get my science. And that's the problem. So people will be like, oh, it's on the internet, so it has to be real.
I do want to say that there is a difference between like actual incorrect facts and then differing opinions. Because you can have differing opinions on things like what is the best flavor ice cream, strawberry, vanilla, whatever. That is not a fact.
That's the problem. Instead of just trying to learn when they disagree on things, now we just want to argue for the sake of arguing and to win the argument instead of like conversating and trying to learn something.
Yeah, because you're among people that have the similar beliefs as you.
Right. And that's the problem. It's like you said, it's very like tribalism in a sense. And what that leads to is we're not developing. We're actually regressing. And we're picking up these terrible habits. And that's why we can't agree on anything and get things done.
Speaking of the tribal thing, because a lot of Asian ethnicities kind of stay isolated within their own group, especially if there's a language barrier, if there's a cultural barrier of being here in the West, you kind of are in your own little bubble.
Yeah.
And like whatever information you get in that bubble is just what you believe.
Speaking of like Asian countries, I forget which one it is, but I don't know if it's Malaysia, Indonesia. It's and I apologize for this.
It's one of the Asias.
One of the Asias. And there's like a study that shows that I believe like 80 or 85% of the population, just because now they have access to smartphones. And now that Facebook, I'm sorry, it sounds like we're talking about the evil empire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was another thing. Facebook got in a lot of trouble because they weren't fact checking, right? They were allowing anyone to just post whatever they wanted.
Yeah, but that's like a very sensitive topic because you're then talking about like the right to free speech.
Right. I mean, is there a difference between free speech and just a bunch of morons that want to troll? Because that's the thing too now. Like, that's the amazing thing about like even Twitter, right? It's like just freedom of speech. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Like there are some great things you can learn from Twitter, but it's up to you to figure out like, wait a minute, is this right? Or am I in a cult?
So is being skeptical a positive then? Because in that sense, when someone is presenting you one piece of fact, and if you have some level of skepticism, then you can think that, hey, maybe I should double check what this person is saying is factually true.
Put it this way, Lingjie taught me this. I can't apply it. I'm trying to, but you're so right. You said trust, but verify.
Indubitably.
And when you say it, I'm like, holy crap. I thought trust and verify were the same thing. That's a crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
Lingjie even there was one time I remember you told me that trust but verify. And I was like, I trust you. It's like, no, don't trust me.
Yeah.
Like, just verify and then you could trust me. I'm like, but I trust you. And you were like, oh my God, like, don't do that. You always want to make sure. I'm like, you're absolutely right. And you should apply it to life. A healthy
level of skepticism is good for everyone.
Exactly. Like moderation.
Everything in moderation is fine. A like piece of lard, moderation.
You can use it for some things. You're right.
Yeah,
exactly.
But don't put that shit in your coffee.
Oh yeah, good point.
That's a thing, isn't it?
They put butter too sometimes.
It's called like bulletproof coffee.
I think that sounds right.
I think
sure.
That term
trust
is coined.
But verify, but I'm gonna just trust you.
They put like healthy butter into your coffee and you blend that shit.
They put
and
ghee, right?
Ghee? What's ghee?
Ghee is like the healthy fat, non-GMO, grass-fed. It's as clean as it gets.
But same thing in moderation too.
I bet you the person that invented it, they were making breakfast and they probably accidentally. Like they were hungover and they dropped like butter into their coffee and they drank it. They're like, "Oh, this is good."
It's a marketing ploy.
And then, of course, it just sounds badass when you say it's bulletproof coffee.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great name for like a stupid product.
It's keto friendly.
I want to say one final thing about this. When you're approaching your family, your Asian families, your whoever families, and they have this level of skepticism, be sincere about it. Don't just like
you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't shame them.
Right.
Unless you're really close. Then you can shame. Like, Lingjie fat shames me. I need that.
That's true. I'm saying this, but I treat you the exact opposite way of what I'm saying other people should not do.
Just like the stuttering. Yeah, you can do it. I just can't. But you should.
Yeah, it's like if you have a fat doctor. If you have a fat doctor and he's telling you to do as I say, not as I do.
Preach. Yeah. I just picture my doctors. I'm like,
would you be more motivated if your doctor was like super jacked and lean? And he told you that, as opposed to if you had a doctor. No, it's the same shit.
Actually, if he was like wheezing and shit.
He's telling you, like, stop smoking.
Your blood pressure is through the roof. I'm like, I think yours is shit like past the moon then. It's kind of like if you go to a personal trainer. Like, if I was your personal trainer.
Dude, if you were my personal trainer.
You're like, give me a fucking refund.
I was just say, give me my money back.
It's just like.
I am being catfished right now. This is personal training catfishing. I don't want this shit.
Are you a personal trainer or is this fat camp? Like, I don't know which one's which. What's going on here?
That's not to say that if you're like heavy.
Right.
I'm trying to use all the right words now.
Okay, I know.
But you're very educated on like nutrition and stuff that you shouldn't be listened to.
You know, it's interesting now that you mentioned that, because going back to like the idea of like science and like a scientific theory, it's a theory. Technically, it's not 100%, right?
Science is ever evolving. That you were trying to say. You use the best information that you have at the time.
So 9 out of 10 times, studies show like being overweight does have, drawbacks to your overall health.
Yes, as in bad TikTok videos and bad Instagram reels.
Yeah, you got to wear more black. You can't wear glasses.
You have to face towards the camera more.
I'm sucking in my neck as we speak. I'm gonna get Botox right after this episode. So that's the thing. But there's doctors now, unfortunately, where they're like, you should be fat. And I'm like, you should get your what do you call it, your certificate, whatever, your diploma, you should get revoked.
Doctorate.
Wow, I feel like people definitely know, like, Ben definitely doesn't have a master's or a doctorate. So yeah, you get your certificate.
You get your participation trophy revoked.
You're a gold star. Yeah, so
all right, fuck it. All right, guys. Let's get to our favorite part of the whole podcast.
Oh, just fucking shut the fuck up. That's how I know Lingjie wants to just cut it. All right, guys, our favorite part of the show. Shut the fuck up.
On to our favorite part of the whole podcast, ranting and raving. Today's going to be a slightly special ranting and raving. I'm going to be bitching about something by proxy on behalf of one of our friends, the one and only Fat Man on the Highway. Currently, our fat man is on the highway in Florida.
Yes, he is.
This is weird, but I'm going to bitch on his behalf.
No, honestly, this one deserves it.
He is on literally the worst vacation I've ever heard of.
I would say it's fitting because we're the worst Asian podcast.
But he's on the worst vacation right now.
The worst Asian vacation.
Our man took his family to the happiest place on earth, Disney World. Okay, I just want to lay some context. Our friend is physically challenged.
He's going to the wrong doctor. Yo, don't punch me if you see me, dude. I know he's probably gripping his steering wheel. He's probably ripped it off at this point.
Hey, you know how some doctors have their degrees on the wall?
Yeah.
His doctor has that participation trophy hanging.
Was that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can? When he pretended to be a doctor?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to Leonardo DiCaprio. That's where he's getting his checkups and shit.
Getting back on point, our friend is on a Floridian highway right now.
Floridian, yes.
Our friend, I'm not talking very fast because a lot of information here. Our friend is not one to do a lot of vacations. Went out of his way to take his entire family, his 2 daughters, his wife, his parents-in-laws, everyone, to this happiest place on earth.
His coworkers.
And they were only going to be there for 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, both his kids got sick on the flight there. They were throwing up and vomiting.
Yeah.
His wife was also sick and vomiting.
Yes.
Fast forward to the first day at the most happiest place on earth. They were vomiting the whole day.
Yeah. We're not laughing at the fact that it's sick.
We're just laughing that this is such a horribly...
I remember I was reading it too. I was like, this is terrible.
You can't make this shit up.
I didn't even know what to say.
End of his first day, he finds out that his returning flight back to New York was canceled.
Yeah.
That there is a hurricane coming to Florida.
Yep.
And because of that, he now has to fly a day earlier from a different airport in a different city in which he has to drive to.
Yep.
That's bad. Here, it keeps coming.
Yep.
Day 2, the theme park is fucking raining.
Yes.
So most of the theme park is closed.
Yeah.
His kids are still sick, by the way. Day 3, because of this hurricane that's coming, the entire park is closed.
That was like the final straw.
But everyone's in a bad mood.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're going to start a GoFundMe for our friend.
Dude, I was literally going to just say the same shit. I was like, yeah, we're going to do it right now, actually. I think we need to do it for him.
Ben,
man.
do you have anything that's worse than this?
Yeah, kind of. I don't want to be too grim, but recent news. I don't know if you listen to them and stuff, but I just want to do like a shout out. Rest in peace to Offset.
Oh, yes.
From the group Migos.
Yes.
I don't listen to Migos like religiously, but it's a shame on how it happened.
Yeah, talented young artists. It's always a shame.
And it sucks because, like he's related to the members.
Cousins or something like that, right?
I think he's the uncle.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, he's the oldest one. It's sad how it happened.
Yeah.
It was over a dice game.
Yeah.
It's just tragic when you hear that. And at such a young age.
And I heard that he wasn't even involved in the dice game, that he was just in the crowd at the time. And it was just a stray bullet, right?
It was actually one of the other members. And it was a stray bullet. Security was there, but it was just a total mess.
Yeah.
So it just sucks. Also, I think Aaron Carter as well.
Aaron Carter's brother. My wife was telling me about this.
Yeah.
He died of a
overdose?
Was it overdose?
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I think at the age of 34. At the age of 34. And it's like, I remember when we knew him when he was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then you see him now, he's like, like with tattoos and stuff. His IG page was still up, but I believe he was battling a lot of mental issues.
A lot of these people that found fame at a young age really have a tough upbringing.
Yeah.
Because when you're brought up in that environment in which you are the center of attention.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say anything negative about his parents, but a lot of these stories I hear, they're not being taken care of, or their money is not being taken care of for them.
They're a target from the environment. When you're famous by association, unfortunately, there are sharks that go after these people, and the industry is it's a tough industry.
Yeah.
My condolences to him as well and the family. It's not like we're close to them or anything, but it's just, you don't want to see that kind of stuff happening.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not.
Just be careful out there. Please be safe. Check up on your friends.
All right, guys, out to the outro. I hope these video clips that come out today will make you look a little bit slimmer.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, then we're going to pay for some CGI artists to actually render you a better body.
Yes. And we're going to start a GoFundMe for Ben is Fat.
What can you do with money that will make you skinnier?
So there's this thing
called liposuction.
Yes, but there's a better one.
Stomach staple.
No, even better.
No surgery.
No, that's worse.
We're just gonna kill you and hire a new person to be you. I think that's easier than all this shit that we're talking about.
There's this thing that's like heat treatment. They just take a hot stove pan, I don't think, some laser beam, and then they just go over your fat area and it just melts the fat away.
Hey Ben, pro-life tip: eat less, exercise more.
Eat less ghee.
Exercise more.
I gotta stop putting butter in my coffee.
Ben's like, butter is great if it's all organic. I can brush my teeth with this shit too. It's okay. It's high quality butter.
Yeah, dude, you can replace your chewing gum with butter. It's the same thing. You don't know that?
This is the part of the podcast where I like to shout out small AAPI human being businesses.
You always say that word.
My favorite part of the podcast, or actually my new favorite part of the podcast. This is the part where if you are a small AAPI human being with a small AAPI business,
it's so I can never get used to it. Yes.
We try to do our part to amplify small businesses and such, small businesses specifically. Today, I want to give a shout out to Kathi over at Savor the Passion.
Gang.
SavorThePassion.com. It's a platform in which you can hire a private chef to come into your place and do like this custom dinner of sorts.
Oh, that's cool.
The great thing about this is if you are also like a chef and you need, I guess, some additional income and stuff, the platform is also the reverse where you can actually apply to be a private chef.
That is really interesting. I know a lot of friends that do that, but that's really awesome. Can you say it again? By the way, you said it was
SavorThePassion.com. You can you can order and book a private chef for private events and such.
That's so, what's up. I like
maybe
that.
When our friend comes back from his shitty Florida trip, we'll book him like a chef, and they'll make him his favorite dish. What's his favorite dish? Stick of butter.
Yo, do you remember his brother?
His brother used to eat butter from a tub.
Yo, Asian butter.
I also want to give a shout out to Duck Duck Books. That's Duck Duck Books, like the animal that quacks.
It sounds like Duck Duck Goose though.
I want to give a shout out to Serena. Oh my God, I think maybe that's where it comes from.
That's not the first thing you thought of?
That was not.
Wow, bro, that just flew over your head.
That is genius. Anyways.
Oh my God, you just realized?
That's duckduckbooks.com. It is created by Serena, so shout out to Serena.
Serena.
She's trying to create a more diverse environment for young kids to have literature. I was trying to think of a word for books.
Pamphlets.
They're trying to curate multicultural children's board books. You're not a father, so you don't know what a board book is. But for all the parents out there, you know what a board book is, okay?
Ooh.
They do books in different languages too. So Ben, maybe if your child brain needs to learn a new language, you can check out some of these Duck Duck books.
Hey, where am I? It's me, Sleepy Eye Joe.
Any excuse to use that Sleepy Joe thing, isn't it?
Where am I? Am I president?
Our final business for today, I want to give a shout out to a fellow person from New York, Queens,
Yo.
Sara, Isabelle, and Minsi. They created a jewelry company called A Gilded Leaf. That's agildedleaf.com on social media. The same thing at A Gilded Leaf. I'll have links to all this stuff down below. But they create beautiful, accessible jewelry because sometimes, as a person with a wife, sometimes buying jewelry is very expensive. And you know me, Ben, I don't like to spend a lot of money.
No.
Especially on my wife.
Wow. She heard that shit somewhere.
Please check out agildedleaf.com. They have really high quality, beautiful pieces at an affordable price, which is always good.
Oh.
Good on your love life, good on your wallet.
There you go. Look at that. Knowledge bombs.
If you want to stay up to date with Ben and I are doing on a daily basis, check out worstasianpod.com. They'll have links to all our socials and whatnot. Slide into our DMs. We like connecting with you guys and everything. It's always fun chatting with you people.
Yeah, I'm just reading it, but Lingjie will talk to you.
Ben is reading it at 3 a.m. in the morning, so...
Yep. That's I'm like, do I... nah, I don't want... I shouldn't respond that back.
Ben doesn't want to confuse the conversation.
If you feel like we're not responding, there's a good chance I read it, but I'm waiting for Lingjie to respond. But Lingjie probably was like, wait a minute. I guess I read it because it's been opened already. So try again if it takes a while.
No, that's actually true. That's actually true.
Don't be shy.
If you guys want to support the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on every single app. That's Spotify and Apple. You can just slide right down, leave us a 5-star review. If you can leave a comment, tell me why Florida sucks.
Yeah, when you leave that 5 stars, also leave us a $5. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of leaving us $5, if you want to support us financially, we have 2 separate ways now. We have a Buy Me a Coffee link. That's where you can give your hard-earned money to 2 really annoying people on the internet. Or if you want to support us through Apple or Spotify, there should be a link somewhere on our podcast page, but you can subscribe to us. We are trying to release a bonus episode every month. This is something that we haven't been pushing, but we're just doing it right now. It's episodes that's a bit more fun, a bit more lighthearted, maybe a bit more personal. It's basically bullshit ideas, but we want to record it anyways.
Yeah, it's fun.
Feel no pressure, obviously. If you want to do that, it's great. If you don't, then don't give a shit, because everything else will absolutely be free. We'll keep pumping out weekly episodes regardless.
Exactly.
Sign to our DMs. Sign to Ben's DMs.
Sexy.
If I leave you on red, that's by accident. Just
that means I read it, and I'm waiting for Lingjie to respond. Don't be shy.
Okay, guys. Catch you next week. Bye.
Peace.